In life, whenever we want to do something big, whenever we want to follow our dreams, whenever we have a desire in our hearts and we want to go in that direction of our desires, there is always the voice of fear. You know, that voice which says, you can't do it. You are not good enough to do this. You will fail if you take the risk. Better make the choice that gives you a stable lifestyle instead of going in the direction of your dreams or taking that big risk in your life. That voice of fear is called doubt. Now, while it's okay to have doubts and fears, which actually helps you make your dreams more concrete, which actually makes you plan better. But if you allow this fear, this inner voice that says you can't do it, you are not good enough to do it, you will stay paralyzed in that same position where you were before, and you wouldn't be able to take any action forward because you are too afraid of the consequences, or because you don't know the consequences of the risk that you are going to take. So know this: any person who has done anything big in this world has had to overcome self-doubt and self-criticism and that inner voice of fear which always stops you from going forward. But think about it. Life is a risk. The day you were born into this physical life, you were born to die. We all know that one day we are going to die. It's only a matter of time, right? For some people, death comes sooner than for other people. Now imagine you may have a very long life, but a stagnant life, a boring life, where your life has become so routine and so monotonous and so stagnant that there is hardly any room for growth. What joy does that kind of life give you? Rather, when you follow the path of your dreams, when you have the courage to pursue your desires, that's when you feel really alive. That's when you feel the adventure of being alive, the adventure of living. Otherwise, you are living a dead life. So I know that many people, just to have a secure life, where they are so afraid to take risks or go in the direction of their dreams, are staying in this place of stagnation. And when you are in that place of stagnation, you don't grow from within. You remain very immature, and you cannot process life's complicated events in your mind, and any small challenge brings you down. So you prefer to live a stagnant, monotonous life than to take the risks that comes with following your dreams. Now, how can you overcome this self-doubt, this inner voice of fear? I know that many people are afraid to dream big because they are too afraid to be disappointed. So even before you set onto the path of your dreams, you are defeated by your disappointments. And that defeat comes from the fear of failing, right? But imagine if people hadn't failed, if people hadn't been defeated, we would not have all these big inventions, big innovations, scientific discoveries, if people were afraid to take risks. Think of Thomas Edison, who discovered the light bulb. He had to fail 999 times before he could discover the bulb. And once he discovered it, he lit the entire world. And that kind of risk, every time he failed, he told himself, I learned how not to make a bulb. So you learn all the things. See, through this process of following your dreams or going for that big ambition that you have in life, you will fail many times, successive times, So I like to say that successive failures lead you to success. Now, if you don't fail, you don't know what not to do. And when you don't know what not to do, you also don't know what to do, what works. See, you have to understand that we live in a dual world and we have come here to experience physical life. See, the body is physical, the body is material, but what drives the body? It's your mind. Can you see your mind? No. And then what drives the mind? It's your spirit or your soul, right? Can you see your soul? No. But you know that you have a spirit, life, the spirit of life that is inside this body that you can't see, that is driving the physical life that you are. When you have a dream or a desire, know that that is the way your soul is communicating to you what you really came here to do and what will bring you the utmost joy. Now, everyone has a unique life path. So never compare your path with someone else's path. Now, what happens when we are born into this society, when we grow up in a community, we are told the same things by our teachers, by our parents, by our guardians, by our neighbors, by society. Most of the times, like in certain cultures, certain professions are more respected than other professions. Like in India, if you're a doctor or an engineer, it is somehow more respected than if you are an artist or if you are a teacher or a nurse, for example. However, imagine if there were only doctors and engineers and there were no artists or teachers or nurses or dancers. How boring would life be? So you should never let other people tell you what you should do. You have to find out what draws your attention. You have to figure out your own desires, your own dreams. And believe you me, this will change over time, and that's okay. When I was younger, I wanted to do totally different things. But now, as I give expression to my dreams and desires, it keeps getting more and more fine-tuned over time. And now I'm an author, a speaker, and I really enjoy this profession, this career. But I had not always imagined. It evolved with time because I was always trying to follow the guidance, the inner guidance and the direction of my desires, of my dreams. And who knows what I would want to become tomorrow. Maybe I will have evolved into something else, right? So we don't know which direction our life will take us. So we have to be open. We have to be fluid, just like water. When water flows, it doesn't look at the obstacles on its path. If there is a boulder, a challenge, something trying to stop its flow, what does the water do? The water just flows around it and continues its journey to destiny. So always remember that in life there will always be obstacles, there will always be challenges for you to overcome, right? But you cannot let those challenges stop you on your path. They can stop you temporarily because you need to grow in that moment. What does that challenge do? That challenge makes you grow, because to reach that dream, to reach that destination, that big dream which you have, uh, you will need to grow internally. You will need to learn how to negotiate life, how to navigate all those challenges that are posed in front of you, right? And through those challenges, you grow as an individual. And when you decide to go in the direction of your dreams, you also decide to experience pain, because without pain, there is no growth. The caterpillar, when it metamorphoses into the butterfly, it has to go through the pain of the metamorphosis before it can become that butterfly, grow those beautiful wings, and fly to freedom, right? So imagine at the beginning of your dream, you are that caterpillar. And once you reach your dream, you will have become that beautiful butterfly. Now, the journey between the caterpillar and the butterfly is not always smooth. It can be painful, it can be challenging, it can be extremely difficult, it can be hard, but those obstacles are there for a reason. If those obstacles weren't there, first of all, you would never appreciate becoming that butterfly. You came here into physical life for this journey, for these challenges. If everything was handed to you in a silver platter, you would never experience the joy of attaining that silver platter, the joy of creating that silver platter. You will just take everything for granted, and that's when you die. That's when you live a dead life. You never grow, you remain stagnant inside, and with time, your brain, your mind becomes rusted, and you can, develop a lot of diseases. And diseases usually come from stagnation. When you don't want to grow, it can be a mental stagnation, it can be a physical stagnation, and things like that. So remember always, how do you overcome self-doubt? How do you overcome self-fear? Tell yourself this, that I came here for this challenge. I came here to achieve this dream. I came here to pursue my desires. If I wouldn't have desires, if I wouldn't have dreams, if I wouldn't take this risk, then I might not even have been born, right? The reason you are born, the reason you are in this physical life is because you want the experience, the adventure of being alive. So go for it willfully and soulfully, and follow the path of your dreams, follow the path of your desires, and be open to changes. Because when you allow changes to metamorphose you, to transform you, to transmute you into the person that you came here to become, that's when you actually allow for growth to happen within your consciousness. That's when your consciousness expands and you become a more conscious, sentient individual. So I know a lot of people, they run from risks, they run from taking any kind of challenges. They'd rather have the security and the guarantee of a stagnant life than and see their dreams and desires die than take the risk of living. So make sure that you are not that person, you know. In life there is no guarantee, but if you start following your heart, if you start to listen to that voice inside that tells you this is what you should do, this is where you should go, this is your dream, this is your desire, if you have the courage to follow that inner voice, it will lead you to your destiny. And once you arrive there, you will know that this is what is your life purpose, and this is what you came here to do, and you will do it joyfully and willfully. You will have many moments of doubts, you will have moments of depression, you will have feelings that sometimes when you follow the path of your dream, it may be the hardest path. You know, you can even have suicidal thoughts, you can be depressed, you can be totally demoralized from following in the direction of your dreams. And all of that has happened to me so many times, so many nights. When I'm in my bed, I doubt everything that I have ever done. I question myself, I question my dreams, I question my desires. I think, wasn't that other path better? All these self-doubts will always be there. But at the end of the day, when I look at the bigger picture, when I look at, where I am heading, or what my soul really enjoys doing or expressing, I know that I'm on the right path. And then I receive signs and synchronicities from my higher self or from the larger universe that continues to show me the next step on this journey to destiny. Now, you will never see the entire path. If the entire path is revealed to you, you will probably never walk on this path. So you have to be willing to take the risk, to take that first step. You see, life is an act of faith, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows. You can fall dead the next instant, right? Still, every morning we wake up for a new day and we want to create something new and different in our lives, right? That is an act of faith. Living is an act of faith without knowing when we are going to die. But we cannot live our lives every day thinking that I'm going to die the next moment. Rather, we have to live thinking that we are eternal, that we will never die, and that's how we will inch towards our dreams. We can create something meaningful and beautiful for that future. So we have to think in that direction. What is it that I want to do? Think of the big picture. Don't think in this moment, because in this moment reality may show you a totally opposite picture from what you want to achieve. Let's say your dream is to become this big pop star, and here you are in a small village with poverty everywhere, with living daily life challenges, and there is no way that you can meet this dream from where you are, right? So that is what reality will show you. But if you allow all these proofs of reality to stop you from pursuing your dreams, you will never take the first step. So you have to keep that future in mind. That's where I want to go. Now take the first step. What is the first step? Find out something that will bring you joy in this moment, and that is in alignment towards that dream. Now, on the way, somewhere halfway, this dream might change. That's okay. The universe, God, or your higher self can guide you from any point that you have reached in your life. Even if you have gone in a totally opposite direction from your dreams, from that point, your higher self can guide you towards the path of your dreams, and then you will experience signs and synchronicities on that path that will bring you the manifestation of your desired reality. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So never be afraid to dream. Doesn't matter what age you are, where you are living, what your circumstances are, what your financial situation is. From any point, you can go towards your dreams. Now, a lot of people say, like, I have this big dream, and to reach there, I need a lot of money. That is bullshit. I have never had money in my life, and the things that I have done, the places that I have lived, the big feats that I have created, all of that needed money, and I achieved all of that without money. You know how it happens? The universe gifts you the money. The universe gifts you the possibilities, the chances, And sometimes what happens, if all roads, all doors have been closed in front of you, the universe will open a new door that you had never thought could open for you. So again, to follow this kind of life, you need to expand your mental creativity. You need to think of a lot of creative solutions to your problems. So that's how you overcome self-doubt. And in the process, in this journey, you will have more doubts, you will have more fears, because when you open more, when you expand more, all your limiting beliefs, all your fears are getting smashed. And when you believe something and now you want to transcend that belief, you want to break that belief and bring in a more expanded belief into your consciousness, you will be fearful, you will be doubtful, because nothing will be familiar anymore. Nothing will be comfortable anymore, and you will have to walk that path of discomfort. That's why there is this famous quote that says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So always remember, those doubts, those fears are there because you need to break the boundaries of your perception to recreate a new reality that you want to live. And whenever you are far from that reality, you just need to adjust your inner vibrations and again align yourself to that destiny, to that dream, towards that path that you want to travel, right? We have to follow our inner guidance. We have to follow our inner joy. And to do that, we have to develop our intuition. We have to be willing to spend time with ourselves, to talk to ourselves, to talk to our hearts. Our hearts always talk to us, but do we talk back to our hearts? So once you start talking to your heart will reveal many secrets to you that no book or no person external can tell you. Remember, although the physical life looks like an external journey, it is actually an internal journey. And the person that is driving you on this journey is your higher self, your soul, because your soul knows the agenda that you came here to live, the path that you came here to walk. You cannot find that path with logic or reasoning or with someone else telling you what you should do. That path is carved inside, in your heart. And with time, you will get better and better with cultivating this relationship with your inner world, and then making these big steps in life will become easier as the resistance that you have towards these challenges will start to fade away. So you will start to experience a path of less and less resistance. And that way you can do big and big and bigger things in life. So never be afraid to dream big, because the bigger you dream, the more of yourself, the more of your soul you allow into this container that is your physical life. So I hope you can find the inspiration and the motivation to follow the path of your dreams. Thank you and have a good day.